Well, if you're going to have one, you might as well have a big one. And they don't go much bigger than this. This is BMW's R1100GS. The sort of thing that when you look at it, you either go, wow, yes, great, I want one, or you say, oh dear, what on earth went wrong with that? Either way, if there was ever a bike built that was guaranteed to put a smile on your face as you're riding, this is it. The GS is deceptively quick, and I've surprised one or two sports bike riders over the last couple of weeks, I can tell you. It's easy to find yourself doing 70 or 80 mile an hour before you even realise it, because this boxer twin is so smooth. It's BMW's flat twin with 4 valves per cylinder, and it kicks out around 80 brake horsepower from its 1100 cc's. It's an unusual looking bike in more ways than one. The front suspension is the now famed BMW telelever system, and it's quite easy to see exactly what's going on. You've got this wishbone-shaped metal strut here and a monoshock up there. All looks very odd, but it does work very well. It makes the bike very, very stable. But it means it doesn't actually dip at the front when you're braking. And that takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's fine once you get the hang of it. It also makes for great conversations and much pointing of fingers at the local bike gathering. And at the back, we've got this paralever swing arm, which actually houses the shaft drive. And it all sounds incredibly complicated, but suffice to say it works exceptionally well with the single spring strut under there. It gives no feeling of wanting to squirt sideways or waggle around when you decide to give it a big fistful. Brakes are certainly worth a mention on the GS. It's got BMW's second generation of ABS. Now, you can actually turn the ABS off, and BMW say that's because when you're riding off-road, you might actually want to lock the wheels up from time to time. Well, fair enough, you might. But I have to say it would be a braver rider than me that took one of these on any serious off-road adventure. It's simply far too big and far too heavy for any serious rough terrain. And once it started to get out of shape, you'd have absolutely no chance of hanging on. It would actually make a great long distance tourer. It's got a very sensible dashboard layout, a very useful digital clock, oil temperature gauge and a useful fuel gauge. Talking of fuel, a full tank in this will take you well over 200 miles. In fact, as much as 250 with a little bit of careful motoring. And there's a good, surprising amount of protection from this small screen, even at high speed. The seat height is very high. You can choose one of 2 height positions for the front section of the seat, although even on the lower position, it's still bloody big. And if you need to carry luggage, BMW offer a set of panniers for the back. Well, they don't offer them, you'll have to buy them actually. And they fit on the back, very big size, although this one on this side has somewhat reduced carrying capacity due to the fact it's got a big bit missing where it has to go around the silencer. And if you're into solo riding and you need some luggage space, you can remove just the rear section of the seat. Like that, nice and easy. And you've got a decent size luggage rack there to strap your bits and pieces to. So if you like the look of the GS and you don't mind being looked at, and believe me, you will get some attention when you ride around on one of these beasts, then give one a try. The good news is it's been around now since 1994, so there are lots of decent second-hand ones around. One like this, M registered 1995 example, costs you somewhere close to £6,000. unless of course you're rich and you can afford a new one, and that'll cost you somewhere over £9,500 on the road. And more importantly, if you don't like the look of it and you think it looks awful and completely wrong, or as it was called the other day, the bike with the beak, then give one a try anyway. You might just be in for a nice surprise.